thermoplastic or thermo hardening, and second is shape to be given. Okay, so accordingly we have four molding methods. Okay, compression, transfer, injection, and extrusion. So compression and transfer molding, they are used for thermosetting mostly, but they also can be used for thermo softening plastic. Okay, not preferably thermosetting plastic. And injection molding and extrusion molding, they are exclusively used for thermo softening plastic. That is why I wrote only. Okay, so accordingly, this is what the procedure expected from you. Okay, so as I told you yesterday, you should draw a neat label diagram as per the question, right? Proper diagram. Then in procedure, you should write first about filling up of a mold, then heating, then compressing or injection into cavities to get desired shape, and finally, most important step is a curing. Okay, to get desired physical state and shape, everything. So after curing, article is ready, and that is then taken out. Okay. So accordingly, curing for thermosoftening plastic is being done by cooling the mold, and for thermosetting plastic, curing is done by heating the mold under pressure for specified time. This difference you should understand. Now, if you know these four steps, you can attend any question based on fabrication. Okay. So then we studied compression molding. Okay. So here, as I mentioned, neat label diagram is very necessary first step, and then you should explain actual working of the mold. So first you should mention about the type of plastic that can be molded. Okay. So thermosetting and thermosoftening both can be molded actually, but thermosetting preferably, that we studied. Then filling up of a mold, then heating to soften, and finally curing. Okay. These three steps you should explain. Okay. So here curing is done by keeping mold as it is, because this is thermosetting plastic we are molding. And then applications, advantages and limitations. That is the way you should write. That we studied last time. I also showed videos for the same. Then transfer molding. This is mold, and this is neat label diagram. Okay. So at least you should write important labels like bottom molding part, top molding part. Okay, molding cavities, then plastic powder, plunger, pressure direction. Okay, at least these are the important part. Hinge, orifice, if actually they are required, but if you don't, then also it's okay. Okay. Then explanation, very typical way. First type of plastic that can be molded, so it is thermosetting plastic, but this method is especially used for fabrication of articles having delicate shape, complicated shape. Compression molding cannot. Okay. So first step is filling up of a mold is this, then heating to minimum temperature. That is very important, and then inject it into die with the help of plunger, and desired shape article is produced, and then it is cured by keeping mold as it is for specified time. That we studied. So here you will not find applications, advantages and limitations, but that is required. So in video yesterday it is there, right? Advantages, limitations and applications. So those must be there in your answer. This slide वरती नाही आहे, पण तुम्ही ते त्या व्हिडिओ वरून घ्या. Okay. Then injection molding. This is injection mold. So also typical parts. You can write top molding part, bottom molding part. Then hopper or plastic feed is okay. Injecting screw, sometimes it is Archimedean screw, but if you don't remember Archimedean word, then you can write injecting screw simply, no problem. Plastic powder in dye. Okay. Then injection molding working. First type of plastic that can be molded, thermo softening. Okay. Then first step is what? Feeding and then softening by heating. Then injection of that material into the cavities of dye. Okay, so article will be produced, that is cured by cooling. Now here continuous cooling is applied. Okay, because resin is thermo softening and reaction is exothermic reaction. So large amount of heat is evolved. So we need to remove that heat for the completion of polymerization. Okay. So pure article is removed by using extraction pin. That's okay. Then articles, then advantages and limitations. We have seen everything. So this is the way your answer should be. Okay. Then extrusion molding. So we mentioned extrusion is of two types: horizontal and vertical. Horizontal is used for fabrication of continuous articles like tubes, rods, okay, sheets, etc. Having continuous shape or uniform cross section. And vertical extrusion molding is for coating of plastic on metal wire, means insulated electric cables. So you must understand the difference between these two methods, because if question is asked like describe the suitable molding method for the fabrication of insulating cables. So you should first mention vertical extrusion molding can be used for fabrication of insulating cables. Then you need to draw diagram for vertical extrusion molding, and you have to explain its working, then advantages, limitations. Okay. And if question is like how can you fabricate PVC pipe? So here you should mention horizontal extrusion molding can be used. You have to draw diagram for this horizontal extrusion mold and explain working accordingly. So this is what the horizontal extrusion mold that we have studied last time. It's very easy to understand. The first step is what? Filling of a mold, means the heating chamber. So here all plastic ingredients are taken inside this heating chamber through this hooper. Okay. And the second step is what? Heating to soften. Heated with the help of this heating points or heating coils. Okay. So once metal is softened, it is pushed forward with the help of this screw, revolving screw. Okay. And when this screw revolves, this molten metal is pushed forward, it passes through the die and it gets required shape. So here it is, in this case, we have extruded tube or pipe that is cooled over here, okay, for curing purpose, and then it is taken out. That's all. Now, if we want, this is what the actual working that we have already studied. I just explained also, and also I have shown you video. And this is what the extrusion molding especially used for coating of plastic on metallic wire, means to fabricate insulating cables. So here vertical extrusion molding will be used. So what is the difference in between horizontal extrusion molding and vertical extrusion molding? There is only one difference. So here in this case, vertical extrusion molding, this die is kept at the position, okay, which is right angle to the direction of revolving screw. Okay, that is the only difference. Otherwise, working is same. First is what? Filling of a heating chamber through this hopper, then heating to soften, and this revolving screw revolves with high RPM, and when it revolves, molten metal is pushed forward, okay, and simultaneously metallic wire is inserted from this top part, okay, which is actually right angle, which is actually at right angle or perpendicular to the direction of the revolving screw. So wire is continuously inserted, okay, through this die, and now plastic metal is pushed forward. It passes through the die. So we get continuous this insulated cable, okay, that is cooled over here for curing purpose. That's all. That is what the work is. Okay, plastic powder is fed into heater and heated to softened powder, then pushed forward into die using revolving screw, revolving at very high RPM. Article with continuous shape is produced. It is then cured by applying cooling. For fabricating insulating electric cable, a metallic wire is continuously passed through die from the direction perpendicular to the revolving screw. I just mentioned that. So it gets coated. The wire gets coated continuously with plastic and then cured by cooling. Very simple. Okay. Here also I did not mention, I think, applications or advantages and limitations, but those should be there in your answer. Okay. So I think, or I hope you understood how to fabricate plastics. It depends on type of plastic and second is shape to be given. कुठला शेप द्यायचा आहे आणि कुठल्या प्लास्टिकला द्यायचा आहे. These are two deciding factors. Accordingly, we should select the method. Okay. Now, next part is again a typical university question. That is, give the preparation, properties, and uses. Preparation, properties, and uses of so and so plastic. Okay. Now, fortunately, university has reduced number of plastics or rubbers. Okay, so in last syllabus there are several plastics and rubbers where chemical reaction, polymerization reactions you need to prepare. But now only 2 plastics are included in the syllabus. So first is polymethyl methacrylate, PMMA. So it is obtained by addition polymerization. So you should understand that this is addition polymer. Okay, addition polymer means what? Thermo-softening plastics or thermoplastics. And it is addition prepared by addition polymerization of methyl methacrylate. So methyl methacrylate is what? Monomer for the PMMA polymer in presence of hydrogen peroxide catalyst. So actually, or practically speaking, methyl methacrylate is a derivative of ethylene. Okay, so I told you most of the addition polymers which are being used in engineering or some other purposes, they are in fact derivatives of ethylene. I think during provisional classes I have shown you lot of such polymers. Okay, so this is what a typical reaction you should understand. Okay, ethylene means what? CH2 double bond CH2. Okay, so after polymerization, whatever is the condition, is mostly we need peroxide. Okay, and if I should take n molecules, one molecule cannot be polymerized. So when I mixed n such molecules in presence of peroxide and heat it, what we get is this. So there is no change in number of carbon and hydrogen. CH2 remains same, but only change is double bond is converted to single bond, because that double bond is actually utilized for bonding or polymerization from both these sides. Okay, so we get n such linkages together. That is what polyethylene. Okay, so what I just wanted to tell you now with reference to this PMMA is, if you know this reaction, you can draw structure of several other polymers. Okay, now in this case, methyl methacrylate is this. You see, methyl methacrylate is this. So how to draw it, or how to, I mean, keep this structure in your memory, because you need to draw this reaction, correct reaction in examination. So I will show you. Okay, so this is derivative of ethylene. So I should remove everything. Okay, now so methyl methacrylate is derivative of ethylene. Okay, So hydrogens are removed, both the hydrogens are removed. So what I should do? I should draw one bond over here and another over here. One is with methyl, because it's methyl methacrylate. Late means what? Ester. COO, R is ester. Okay, if this is methyl ester, that is why you should draw CH3. So this is derivative of what? Ethylene only. वेगळा काय मॉलिक्यूल नाही आहे. ओके, आपला इथिलीनचा डेरिव्हेटिव्ह आहे. Both the hydrogens are replaced by one by methyl group and another by methyl ester group. And what we have is methyl methacrylate. Okay, so this is the way you should keep this in your memory. Okay, so this is what the derivative of ethylene. So first you should draw CH2 double bond C and then two valencies are replaced, one by methyl group, another by COCH3. This is our methyl methacrylate monomer. In this case, N molecule should be taken, heated in presence of peroxide. What will happen? It's very simple. See, just like ethylene polymerized to polyethylene, this methyl methacrylate polymerized to polymethyl methacrylate. There is no change in functional group. Only double bond is converted to single bond, just like polyethylene. Okay, so this part remains same. You see, all functional groups remain same. All carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, everything same. No change at all. Only change is double bond is converted to single bond. That's all. And n such linkages are linked together. That is what? Polymethyl methacrylate. And it is prepared from methyl methacrylate. Very simple. Okay. So if you look at the molecule, it is derivative of ethylene. Just replace two valencies by methyl and COCH3. And after polymerization, there is no change in functional group, no change in carbon and hydrogen. Only change is double bond is converted to single bond, and that double bond is utilized for polymerization linkages. And n such linkages are produced. Now, when we have this molecule, we have transparent plastic, just like glass, or I would say this is more transparent than glass. Refractive index is higher than glass. Can you imagine something transparent than glass? Yes, but it is possible. Okay. So properties. First property is it is thermosoftening plastic. So we have already studied this. Okay, addition polymers are thermosoftening plastics. Okay, and has high softening temperature, 130 degrees Celsius. This is again good property, high temperature. So during molding, it will not decompose. And it has low scratch resistance. This is actually a drawback of this material. Okay, scratch proof. You can scratch very easily. Its hardness is less. Okay. It has high refractive index. So this is what the fascinating property, 1.59, higher than glass even, and hence has high optical transparency, more transparent than glass. It has high resistance to sunlight, high ability of transmitting light. So it's, I think, good plastic because it has good, fastening properties. Fastening properties to sunlight or heat, to the chemicals, right? To the moisture, rain, etc. Uses. So since its refractive index is very high, good transmitting property, it is used for making lenses, optical parts of instruments. You may see light fixtures we use at our home. Artificial eye. This is the C, artificial eye. It is being manufactured from this plastic. Making window glasses. So this is the way you should write or present your answer. First, something about the reaction in short. Okay. Then correct structure of monomer as well as polymer. Then properties and uses. Finished. Lotus pipe. So this is about PMMA, one addition polymer. Acrylic paint. This is again one more property. It is used in a paints. आपण वापरतो बघा acrylic paint. Plastic paint याला आपण म्हणतो. Then second is a Kevlar. So Kevlar is condensation polymer or thermosetting type of plastic. Okay. So it is prepared by polycondensation between aromatic dichloride like terephthalic acid dichloride and aromatic diamines like 1,4-diaminobenzene. Okay. Let us see the reaction. Actually, this reaction we have already learned under condensation polymerization. The same thing we have to repeat. I already told this while studying condensation polymerization. So, if you look at the monomers for this plastic, one is terephthalic acid dichloride. So this is what aromatic compound. So benzene ring is there. And second is aromatic diamine, like 1,4-diaminobenzene. This is also derivative of benzene. So benzene ring is common in both the cases. So let us draw first monomer, terephthalic acid dichloride. So benzene and connected with two functional groups, COCl, COCl. So this is actually benzene diacyl chloride. This is acyl chloride functional group, COCl means. So and attached to benzene, therefore benzene diacyl chloride. Our common name is terephthalic acid dichloride. Take N molecules, and another is 1,4-diaminobenzene. Means actually this is para-diaminobenzene. So amino means NH2 group, and they are linked at para positions. So take N such molecules. 1, 1, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1,4-diaminobenzene. When they are heated together, okay, what will happen? Condensation, or you can say polycondensation, because many such molecules, N such molecules react together. So we get polycondensation. So condensation means what? Reaction between functional groups. आपण शिकलोय बघा condensation polymerization मध्ये. Reaction between functional groups to remove simple molecules and to produce polymer linkages. So here H and Cl will be removed as a simple molecule, and the CO and NH will link together, and amide linkage will be produced. Over here, again here also, NH will link to CO from this side, and this CO will link to NH from that side. Okay, and we will get a huge molecule of Kevlar. So benzene remains as it is, linked to CO. Okay, now Cl is removed, linked to CO from both the sides, and the CO linked to NH with the loss of HCl, NH, NH. Okay. So from that side also, this CO linked to NH, NH linked to benzene ring, and benzene ring linked to NH. Here also we have N molecules of both. This is terephthalic acid dichloride unit. This is 1,4-diamino unit. Only there is removal of HCl. That is what? Condensation. And 2N HCl molecules are removed. Kevlar is produced. Now this molecule is this plastic is very fascinating. It has exceptional mechanical strength. It is stronger than even steel. You just imagine something stronger than steel. Very difficult, and it is polymer, plastic. Okay, but it is possible. So this is very fascinating plastic because it has one more advantage, or it is inherent advantage. So what is inherent advantage of plastic or polymer? What is most important property of plastic with respect to metals and alloys as far as engineering use is concerned? Can somebody tell me? आपण चार मेटल बघितले. First is metals and alloys, second ceramics, third is polymers, and fourth is composite. So polymers and other engineering materials, say polymer and metal, when we differentiate. Can somebody tell me what is the exact difference, or what is the most important or fascinating advantage of plastic or polymer over metals? Process 6, steel. सांगू शकता? ऐकू येते तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना?
एक्सेप्शन मेटल एक्सट्रॅक्ट करावे लागतात ना.
हा, मेटल एक्सट्रॅक्ट करायला लागतात. ओके, बरोबर. आणि
अँड while we can prepare plastic.
okay, but no, that is okay. That is one difference. Absolutely correct. Okay, but after extracting out metal, suppose I have one metal ball, okay, spherical ball, and I also have one polymer or plastic ball. What is the important difference in engineering perspective?
Sir, weight.
Exactly, absolutely correct. That is what that answer I want actually. So density, weight is related with density, mass per unit volume. Okay, so mass per unit volume for polymer is very less. So here in this case, in case of Kevlar, okay, we have density low and property means mechanical strength is 5 times higher than steel. It's a magical material. So that is what it is used for aerospace applications. Okay. So it is exceptionally strong, 5 times stronger than steel, and also and on the same time density is low. It has high heat stability and flexibility. That is one more advantage. Able to heat. It does not lose its strength even at 196 degrees Celsius. Almost 200 degrees Celsius it can sustain. Okay, mechanical properties are not varied. That is what this is sometimes used as a structural material. Okay, it has high resistance against almost all solvents except strong acids. Okay, except strong acids. Why? Can somebody tell me? It has resistance to almost all solvent, means it will not dissolve in acetone, alcohol, or any other solvent, but it will dissolve in strong acid. Why? Okay, so for that purpose, you should look at the structure. If you look at the structure, you will find there is an amino group, or in general amide functional group. Okay, so amine means what? Base. So definitely it will react with acid. Okay, that is its weak point. Otherwise, for I mean for mechanical operation, okay, for impact or any other mechanical operation, it is very stable. But for chemical attack, especially acid attack, okay, it cannot sustain. It will dissolve. Okay, so that is what, except some strong acids. ऍसिडची फक्त भीती वाटते, बाकी तुम्ही जरा थोडा थोडा काय होत नाही. Strength is higher than steel. Okay. Uses. It is used in aircraft and aerospace industries. Why? Because of low density and high strength. Strength higher than steel. It is used for preparation of vehicle parts, brakes, flush lining, okay, ropes, cables, protective clothing, bulletproof vest, helmets. Helmets especially बनवतात. So and so forth. Several applications you can. So this is the way you should present your answers. First, what? Something about the actual reaction in one line. The correct structure of monomers, then polymers, byproduct. It should be correct. Okay, that's the key point. And then properties and uses. You can add other uses also if you know. Then we will turn to next part. Now we will turn to the properties of polymers. Very few are included in our syllabus. This is but a glass transition temperature, okay, or a glass transition state and viscoelastic state. Then molecular weight we have to study, and then conducting properties. Three properties we will study. So this is what the observation with the plastic or polymers. Okay. So you might also have observed in cold season or in cold countries or cold regions, plastic becomes hard. Plastic becomes hard and brittle. Okay, so that is what this property, glass transition state. Plastic is transformed to glassy state. Actually, glass, glass is hard. but easily breakable. But plastic, they are flexible. They are not easily breakable, like glass at least. Okay, they are flexible, but at particular temperature or below particular temperature, okay, they behave like glass. Okay, and brittle. That is what glass transition step. This is an important physical constant, especially while defining utilization of plastic for any purpose. Okay. So how it is defined? Temperature below which polymer becomes hard, brittle and glassy. Temperature below, मतलब म्हणजे cool केल्यानंतर. It becomes what? Hard, brittle and glassy. And above that temperature, it is soft, flexible. And that is known as glass transition temperature. That temperature is borderline. Okay. Below that temperature, it is hard and brittle and behave like glass. It breaks like glass. But above that, it is safe, soft and flexible. So that temperature we should know before its use. The soft and flexible state, that is above Tg, okay, it's called rubbery or viscoelastic state. Viscoelastic state, after further heating, becomes viscofluid or viscous fluid and starts flowing and called as a viscofluid state. आता तुम्हाला डायग्राम वरून कळेल. This is what the temperature line. Temperature increases in this direction. You see the direction of temperature. Okay, so this is what our glass transition temperature, Tg. So how we define glass transition temperature? Temperature below this, म्हणजे इकडे, below म्हणजे इकडे, temperature कमी होते इकडे. Below this, polymer becomes hard, brittle and glassy, and above it, it is soft and flexible. Okay. So below this, I have shown glassy state, brittle state, easily breakable like glass, and above it is viscoelastic, flexible state. Okay, so this is happening below and above Tg. Now there is one more temperature line, and that is above Tm. Tm means melting temperature. Means if we keep on heating above viscoelastic state, what will happen? After melting point, we get viscofluid state, and at plastic or polymer we start flowing. Understand? That is above Tm. So these are very important property when we go on manufacturing articles out of plastic and while defining its utilization, because there is a temperature variation. So temperature changes from place to place, country to country, machine to machine. So we have to select proper plastic so that it will not become like glass and it will not break. Okay. Now, if you look at the polyethylene, its Tg is minus 125 degrees Celsius. It's a very safe plastic. म्हणजे 125 मायनस 125च्या खाली बघा, मायनस 125च्या खाली ते ग्लास टाईप होतं, तोपर्यंत ते फ्लेक्झिबल राहतं, तुटत नाही. ओके, ग्लास सारखं. Polypropylene is 18 degrees Celsius. Polypropylene 18 degrees Celsius. Below 18 degrees Celsius, it becomes like glass. Polystyrene 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. So you can mention any one or two examples also, and this diagram and this definition part. Now factors affecting Tg also you should mention in your answer. What are the governing factors which are increasing or decreasing Tg? Okay, so what is our observation? Factors affecting Tg. Greater the chain flexibility, smaller will be the Tg. So it is totally depending on structure of plastic or polymer. If chain flexibility is high, okay, in case of thermosofting plastic, chain flexibility is high. Okay, there is no cross linking. So smaller will be the Tg. Then Tg decreases if intermolecular force of attraction between chain decreases, obviously. Okay. This force of attraction between the chain decreases, Tg decreases. The use of plasticizers decrease Tg. this Tg can be decreased. Actually, we want low Tg. Okay, we want low Tg. It should be less than the operating condition. Okay, service condition. त्याच्यापेक्षा कमी असायला पाहिजे, नाहीतर लगेच तो ग्लास सारखा होईल. So how to get it done? Sometimes we want that particular plastic, okay, and also it should not become brittle. Okay, so what we do? We modify its property by adding some compounds, and they are called as a plasticizers. So plasticizers, when we add, so they reduce intermolecular force of attraction and they enhance flexibility. So Tg is decreased. So that plastic can be used even at that low temperature. Then higher the molecular weight, greater is the Tg. Molecular weight वाढला की Tg वाढतो. मगाशी आपण बघितलं पॉलिइथिलीनचा कमी होता -125, पण पॉलिप्रोपिलीनचा वाढला, पॉलिस्टायरीनचा आणखी वाढला. So higher molecular weight, higher is the Tg. Higher degree of cross-linking in the polymer causes higher Tg. This is what the counterpoint to the first and second point. Higher degree of cross-linking. Cross-linking more means what? There is a less flexibility. Less flexibility means what? Tg increase. Okay. So these are the factors you can mention in your answer. Otherwise, whatever given on the slide is sufficient for this note. Now, second property is again the fascinating property. Actually, this property states the future of plastics or future of electronics, or these are the building blocks of future electronics. So presently we use semiconductors, silicon, germanium, okay, so on and so forth. These are the materials we used in semiconductor to build our electronic components. All, I mean, circuits, everything. The electron is totally based on that only. Okay, but in future, these polymers are going to replace, okay, these typical semiconducting materials, and those are conducting polymers. Now, when we talk about polymers or plastics, they are insulator. आपण इन्सुलेटिंग केबल वापरतो, कॉपरला आपण कशाने कोट करतो? प्लास्टिकने कोट करतो. का? आपण जर प्लास्टिकने कोट नाही केलं तर आपल्याला शॉक लागेल. So what does it mean? Plastic or polymers are insulator. Okay, but few polymers they found conducting electric current. So first statement therefore is a polymer which can conduct electricity is termed as conducting polymers. Very simple. Now, what is the basic condition to conduct electricity? You have studied structure of metals, insulator, semiconductors. You know what is valence band, conduction band, gap between them. Everything is studied. Okay, conduction band and valence band, they are overlap in case of metals, or there is no gap. That we have studied. So, in short, for conduction of electric current, we need we should have free electrons available. We should have free electrons available. Actually, current means what? Flow of charge. Okay. So free electrons should be available. So for polymer to conduct electricity, should have free electrons like metals. So metals we know. Metals have sea of electrons. Samudrasto electrons are free electrons are, and they are easily available for conduction. That is why metals conduct. But for typical polymer, it is not the case. Because they are insulator, but few polymers they have free electrons available. Okay, so to have free electrons, polymers should have conjugated double bonds. Okay, and conjugated double bond is what? Alternate double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond in their chains. Now, if you look at the polyacetylene molecule, polyparaphenylene, you will understand what I mean to say. Are conducting polymers having conjugated double bonds. आपण structure बघूया खाली. Okay. So see, let me summarize this. What is the first statement? Which conducting polymer? Polymer that can conduct electricity. That is conducting. Now, in general, how material conducts electricity? Okay, it is It conducts electricity due to what? Flow of electrons. So electrons should be available. Free electrons should be available. So in metals they are available. So how free electrons will be available in case of plastic or polymers? If that's polymer, if that polymer has conjugated double bond. जर डबल बॉन्ड असतील तर कॉन्जुगेटेड दिसलं अल्टरनेट असायला पाहिजे. Then and then only we will have free electrons available for conduction of current. And these are the polymers. Now more explanation. Each double bond. Now we are talking detail about the double bond. Now in case of polyacetylene, there we have double bond. Each double bond consists of one pi bond having delocalized electrons. Delocalized means what? Loosely bonded electron. Pi electron कसे असतात? Loosely bonded असतात. Easily available for conduction of electricity. Okay. And sigma bond having localized electrons tightly here. This one bond consists of one pi bond consists of sigma bond and pi bond. The sigma bond electrons are tightly held to the nucleus. Okay, but pi bond electrons are they are delocalized, loosely held, and they are easily available for conduction. Okay, but even having pi bonds, conductivity of these polymers is very low. It is measurable. It is proved they are conducting, but for practical application, that conductivity is not sufficient. Okay, even in case of semiconductors like silicon, its conductivity and required conductivity is low. So what we do in that case? Can somebody tell me? Silicon की conductivity कमी है. मग आपण कशी वाढवतो? I think you have studied that semiconductor physics. काय करतो आपण सिलिकॉनचं? Doping. We dope silicon with pentavalent and trivalent impurity. We get N-type silicon and P-type silicon that we have studied. Okay, and we make it suitable for building our electronic circuits to build up any application, like say this computer is an application of electronics only. Okay, so but conductivity of these polymers, even having the pi bond, is low. So to improve conductivity, they are either oxidized or reduced with the suitable reagents. What does it mean? To make polymers conducting, we have to modify them. We have to dope them. How to modify? Either by oxidizing or reducing, means by performing chemical reaction. That's all. Using suitable reagents. It is called as a doping of polymers. Just like we dope silicon with phosphorus, that is pentavalent impurity, to create what? Electron, or indium, which is a trivalent impurity, to create hole that you have studied. Okay, to get N-type and P-type silicon, we dope silicon. Okay, so similar way, to have electrons and holes free, we dope polymers by oxidization or reduction reactions. So polymers are p-doped. P-doped means having more holes, positive charge, by oxidation. And N-doped means having more electrons, like N-type semiconductor, by reduction reaction. So you should know this. Okay, this is actually a good research topic. It is under development. If you are interested, you can contribute here a lot. Okay, lot of research is going on to make polymers conductive. So this is what polyacetylene I am writing now. This is one linkage. You know, this seems to be what? This seems to be ethylene. Okay, but when it linked in this way, we call it as a polyacetylene. Actually, let me see the time. Available time. Yeah, we have 5 more minutes. I will show you what is happening or how this molecule is derived. This is polyacetylene, but you may think like this is ethylene. So why don't we call it as a polyethylene? Okay, so no, it's not polyethylene. Polyethylene is something like this, no? CH2 N times, that we have studied, right? So this is not polyethylene. Here we have one more bond. So that is why it is polyacetylene. So how it is derived? It is derived from acetylene. So CH triple bond CH. This is what the monomer in this case, N molecules. Okay. So when they are heated in presence of peroxide catalyst, what will happen? this pi bond will be utilized for polymerization. Okay, and what we will get is this CH. The triple bond is converted to double bond because one bond is utilized for polymerization. Otherwise, there is no change in CH. CH remains as it is. So this molecule will grow from this direction and another direction. Okay, so this will again lead to another polyacetylene molecule this way, CH and CH, so and so forth. N times it will be linked. The same. This is what the same molecule. So this is what polyacetylene molecule. Okay, so this is polyacetylene molecule. This is what this is one acetylene, this is another, this is third and fourth. Now if you look at this molecule, at the backbone chain, you will find alternate pi bond. See, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, so and so forth. N times they are linked together. So this pi electron, okay, here we have one sigma bond and one another is pi bond. These pi electrons are loosely held, okay, delocalized. So these electrons are available for conduction. So when I apply current across this molecule, if across the current apply potential apply, what will happen? This pi electron will be shifted to this position. Okay, then this will shifted to this to the next position, so and so forth. So what is happening actually? Electrons are moving, and what is that? Moving of electron means what? Current. Flowing of charge, flowing of electron is actually current. So that is what happening with the such molecules having conjugated pi bond, means having double and single bond. Okay? So simply pi bonds start jumping on alternate position, next position actually. Okay, so electrons move and we get current, but that is not sufficient. So to get sufficient conductivity, we have to dope them. Okay, doping by oxidation and reduction process. So this is polyacetylene and this is polyparaphenylene. This is very easy to write. We just have to build benzene molecules together. Now if you look at the structure here, we have a huge conjugate system. You see, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond. If you look at this A, we have a huge conducting system. So these pi electrons simply jump into the next position and we get sufficient current available. Okay, so this is what the polyparaphenylene. Okay, so next part we will see next lecture tomorrow. We will continue. We need to stop here, but before stopping, I want your attendance. Okay, you just write present in chat box. And if you have any query, you can unmute and ask. Otherwise, you give your presentee and you can leave the class. Thank you. Have a good day.